Hello everyone, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer, and welcome back to another video on Life of Pacific. And today what I want to talk about is how I have balanced YouTube with my life over the years, just kind of what I've done. So, when I first started YouTube, I was doing college. And, it was pretty simple. I had a job. It was like a 10-hour a week thing, if I'm doing my math correctly. So it was just kind of like, balancing it with college. It was very, very simple because I also lived with my parents. And I had like zero chores. Like I did the dishes, that was it. So it was very simple. I sort of had a social life, kind of. Sometimes it was more active. Other times I really wasn't that active. But what it came down to was very simple. I didn't prioritize YouTube. So what I would do is I would sit down in a day, right? Let's say it's Monday. I would do all my classes on Monday, come home, eat, do my schoolwork, and then as soon as I got it done, roll into making a YouTube video. Or if I was too tired, I wouldn't, because I put studying first. After a while, I figured out that I didn't want to do YouTube, and that's where I got error. I did want to do YouTube, I didn't want to do school. That was the interesting part. So what I did was I did enough school to maintain like B grades, because my parents, C was like, dude, what are you doing? B was like their version of you are acceptable. So I got lots of B's, and I didn't talk about my grades. And it was pretty much really simple. It was just I didn't talk about my grades, and I got B's, and like I do stuff where it was like homework just enough to get the B grade, and then make my YouTube videos. And that's pretty good. And then I got a job. Was I in class when I got this job? I was in class. I got a job right before I graduated high school, college, 2 years into college. And that was, again, job came first then. So I've kind of structured my life around my job, which was Applebee's. And basically, it was very simple. Any day that I had work, I did not do YouTube. Any day I did have work, I didn't do YouTube. Any day that I was open after school, I did YouTube. It was like, oh, I don't have work today, I guess I have time for YouTube. And that's kind of how I balanced it in the beginning. So I guess we'll talk about balancing it with school. Sometimes it was easier than other times. Like during spring break, it was like, woo! It's awesome. And I have this other part-time job in there, so it made things very difficult. Like, I sometimes had school, this part-time job that I did at Applebee's, and this part-time job I did for 10 hours, which was teaching martial arts. So, like, there was a day where I remember I was really tired. I studied a lot. Woke up, went to Applebee's, got off at 3 o'clock. Classes started at 4. I went home, grabbed my stuff, taught classes. And I didn't teach. Honestly, compared to how I did, like, that whole year, that was probably one of the worst days I taught. So I didn't teach on days where I didn't go to Applebee's on days that I taught. So it would sometimes be like 2 weeks where I didn't have time off. And doing YouTube, I figured out different ways to chunk what I was doing. So for instance, I would make videos without gameplay. That was one of the things back then that I did to really make sure I could post a video. I tried to post a video every day. It was sometimes impossible, but whatever. It happens. But what I do, like this video. Let's say this was a gaming video, right? Normally, I would have me talking and some form of gameplay, whether it's relevant or not, to the video game. But, I just didn't have time to put the gameplay back in. I shoot a video for 15 minutes, No music. Sometimes I'd slap music on, not check it. Not check to see how well it flowed, and then bam, there you go. This is my was actually my girlfriend's Mike Wazowski mug. But then that was like my thing, was not putting gameplay behind stuff. And then it was I tried to find topics that were really easy to talk about. And what I'd do is I'd sit there and just film. This was a mistake that I did. So I'd sit there and just film. I wouldn't plan out anything. For me, I have to have the video topic. If I know in my head the title of the video, then it makes filming so much easier. Like this video right now, where I'm talking about balancing. If I didn't know the title of this YouTube video, let's say this video comes out to be 15 minutes long, it would take me 45 minutes to record. Very simple. That was a technique that I didn't use. Thumbnails were absolutely terrible back then. I just did what I could. I spent about 15 minutes every thumbnail. So that's kind of how I balanced it, was I found topics that I could make quick videos on, and I took my thumbnails and kind of half-assed them. I would say if you're trying to balance YouTube and you're very busy, first of all, don't put any kind of like I have to post every day, every week, every month. Don't do that. I did that, and I think that if I didn't do that, I would have learned some video editing skills faster, and I would have learned time management faster and would have been better off. But what I would say that I should have done was not worry about posting every day and try to figure out ways to get things done faster, right? Like I figured out, I bought a second computer. Where I bought a second computer and I could render out a video on that computer and then do my thumbnail on computer 2 while computer 1 was rendering. So it was really nice. Or do the dishes while a computer was rendering or something like that. So that was kind of my experience with school and balancing YouTube. It was odd. It was terrible and it sucked, but I think overall I did a pretty good job. I mean, it wasn't that hard. It was just kind of like, you have 2 spare hours, make it count type deal. I sacrificed a lot of relationships. The reason why I could post a lot is because I sacrificed some friendships. And also made some friends. I had some other friends, but yeah. That's kind of what the deal was. So now we're here. But yeah, that was my experience balancing YouTube and school. Was I don't ever want to go back to school. It was that's what it made me realize. So go ahead, if you make content or you have a hobby that you really, really like, or maybe you do school and a job, go ahead and tell me about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story and how you did it, where you messed up, where you didn't mess up, and maybe someone can read the comment and learn from you more than they learned from me. Or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you're entertained by this. This light is shining in my eyes. It's like blinding me. So yeah, I'm Pacific the Casual Gamer. I suck just as bad as you do at video games. This is Life of Pacific. I will see you guys in the next one.